Well, we start our training camp coverage here today with a guy that's good to see back out on the field. I know you were back there in the spring, but to have a real practice full go today, how good you feel?
I think, I'm feeling a little tired as well as everyone else. We just getting right back into it. Summer's been giving us Coach Chag, Coach JB, Coach Nick, Coach Stack, Coach Hicks. They all been getting us ready for this moment. So I think after a couple practices, we should be full go, ready to go 100% every play till we get to that game August 31st.
Well, I can see on your face the sweat there. It's hot out there today, man. This is quite a way to jump in, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely a little hot, definitely a little more than people expected. Like especially the new people and the transfers coming to Syracuse, they don't think it gets that hot, but it definitely get up there, you know.
As we know, it does not actually snow in July around here. That's a good thing. All right, let's go back to last September. We know it stinks. Game 2, you go down right at the beginning. From that moment on, what's the process been like for you, and what's it been like, mentally to try to stay on track through all this?
The first thing was to figure out what it was. We wanted to analyze what it was, do all the testing that we needed to do, and then after that, after we figured out what it was, then we just, get surgery as fast as we could so we can get back on track. To getting back as soon as I could. And it was good that we got it done a week after when I got hurt, so I can come back at the beginning of when we started our spring training, mat drills and all that. So, and then, just mentally, you're just waiting for the next day so we can get better, and waiting for that day that they let you get back on that field and play football.
It sounds like, a lot of times you have an injury like this, there can be a very emotional aspect to it, right? Like, how were you able to separate that from, all right, point A to point B, this is what I need to do to get back?
Just thinking of the end goal and, how great everything will be if we just, do what I got to come in and do what I have to do every day. So, at the end, around March when I had to get my second surgery, I was good to go. I walked out of the surgery center with 2 feet, so we was good to go.
Beautiful thing. And here we are now, a month away from the season getting going, as we got Oronde Gadsden with us. And then obviously we know the big change that happened in the offseason with Dino out and Fran here. And you had a monster decision to make at that point. How did you go through that process?
When I got hurt, I knew I wanted to stay back here, but there were some things that we definitely needed on our team, especially with some guys getting switched around. In our quarterback situation, we only had one quarterback, really. We had just one dude in the room. We obviously needed some more guys to add in, as we did go and get 5 new quarterbacks. So, yeah.
And obviously got Kyle McCord. And you, from the way that Fran described it last week, like, he was as straight with you as possible. What were those conversations like of how that went down, and how much did you appreciate him just telling you exactly the way it was?
Yeah, he had called me the same day he had got hired, like the night of, and we had a conversation, and we had said some things. We knew what needed to be done with the team. He also talked to JB and Marlo what needed to be done on defense. He talked to LeQuint also what needed to be done on offense. So, we talked back and forth. We knew what was needed. He said he would, I'm looking at his track record. He's one of the best recruiters to ever do it. So, I know he's gonna get a quarterback. We was down to a couple quarterbacks, and I went for the one that I wanted the most.
And Kyle's here, and he's leading the way. What's it been like to be with Kyle here for the last 6, 7, 8 months or so now?
It's been great. He's a real smart quarterback. Makes a lot of great throws, throws that you wouldn't really think he can make. A lot of throws that we haven't seen before. Some of the DBs don't think he could even make it. They're not even playing their zone wide enough because they don't think he can make that throw. But he's able to get it up over him and put it right on target.
We got Oronde with us, and I found it interesting. I think I've talked to Marlo and Justin about this. Like, it was right around Christmas. All 3 of you guys in a row announced you were coming back. How'd you guys organize that? And how cool, as 3 of the big leaders on the team, was it to kind of do that together?
We all had kind of talked about it. I already knew I wanted to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I have the most time out of them, so it was the easiest decision for me. And then, I got JB on board easily, and then Marlo took a little bit, but we got him. We got him to stay back. We got him to do what was needed so we can be great this year.
Is that what sign is that I'd say the major leaders of the team, and we know with the portal anyone can bolt basically at any time, that you saw a new coach, you evaluated the situation, and then most of the major guys from last year like, yeah, I want to be a part of this thing?
Yeah, well, the first thing we tried to do was, after me and Fran got off the phone, we wanted to keep JB on the team. The big story coming out with all his stuff and how he wanted to go. We was making sure I was texting him. I was, meeting up with him. So I wanted him to stay. I didn't even want him to enter his name. I didn't want him to think about it. None of that. I just needed him to stay. And then after that, after I got him on board, we just tried our best to get Marlo on board. And, we just talked about stuff and how stuff could be in the future. So we knew Fran was going to, get it right, get the right players for us, so we can be as successful as we can.
All right, Oronde, I go back to the spring. Everyone I talk to the spring is like, man, this is the hardest spring I've been through. You obviously know from your dad what the NFL experience is like to going through. How is this all compared? The change of, the actual process here of you guys getting ready.
A lot faster and not a lot of breaks. He wants to beat you down. He wants to make you as tired as possible. He wants to make you exhausted. So when it comes to that game time, you're not. You're not tired. You're ready to go. He wants to hang a lot of points on dudes, and we gotta be ready to go. Each and every person from first string to fourth string. We need to be, on and ready to go with enough energy to last the whole game if needed.
All right, how's the dorm life treating you? I know you guys had to move out of your apartments right here for the next few weeks.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. Getting adjusted to it. Just different place to sleep. So that's a little different. I usually sweat when I move into new places to sleep.
Yeah, and given the weather outside, I'm sure you have been. You all got your Xboxes and PlayStations though. We all good there?
Yeah, I might play it for like an hour. We get home at like 9:30, so I might play for like 45 minutes or an hour, and then start stretching and hydrating, getting ready to go to sleep, going over the playbook, and then go to sleep.
I won't even ask you what game you're playing. I think we all know the answer to that. How fun has that been to play a game with yourself in it?
It's definitely fun. I don't try to always use myself, especially when I'm playing against some of my teammates. We just say, like, you can't use Syracuse at all because, we don't want to make no one look bad on the team, or we don't want to go at whoever I'm playing against. I want to sub them in and make them look good against another person.
You are the highest rated player on the team in the game. Have you let people know about that? Like any trash talk in the locker room here?
No, I definitely think there's some dudes that should definitely be up there or the same as me. Some of the dudes that are closer, like JB, I definitely think he should be higher. Kyle should be way higher than what he is. Fidel, a bunch of guys, LeQuint, Marlo, Dan. Our offensive line, definitely. They've been putting in so much hard work, but, the media and all those people that do the video game ratings, they don't see all that. And, they'll just have to see when the season come around.
I have no idea how they ranked like 1,000 some odd players. I don't even know who had that job. That feels like a big one. The most important question here, Oronde, is who's actually the best at the game? Who on the sticks is beating everybody?
I think Fidel Diggs, he's really good at the game, and Jackson Meeks. So they probably the two best on the team, I'd say, from what I've seen. But they haven't played against each other, so we'll be waiting for that.
All right, how good are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm up there. I'm probably top 7, maybe top 5, but I wouldn't give myself the top spot.
All right, a little football before we let you go here, Oronde. We saw what you were a couple of years ago. We saw your role. How similar, different is your role we should expect to see in this year?
A little more traditional, but I can also be split out as well. So, kind of the same thing, It's, just playing football, going out there and playing football wherever they need me and whatever they need me to do.
Now, no, you were a tight end a couple of years ago, but you were kind of more of a slot. You weren't hanging out near the line. Are we going to see you lining up in more tight end types places this year?
Yeah, they wanted me to gain a lot of weight so I could be able to play in line and block those DNs. So,
how much bigger are you than a couple of years ago?
Around when Fran got here, I was probably like 222 or something, but now I'm around like 240.
All right, impressive. All right, Oronde, last thing. Day one of camp. Take us through here. What's the main goal for the next month? What do you guys need to get sorted out before you see you on the field?
We want to eliminate all the turnovers, all the fumbles, all the picks, drops, exchanges between the quarterback and the center to the receiver, quarterback to the receiver, quarterback to the running back, throw no picks, all that, so we could, win the turnover margin every game and give us the highest chance to win. That's how we want to start off being good. We also want to, get conditioned to play. Because Fran is doing a real good job putting us out there and, making us the best that we could be so we could be, ready to go for the whole game if we need it.
All right, Oronde, great to have you back, and thanks so much.